one from Chelsea. There's links in the last couple of days of Xavi, that is the ex-midfielder and manager of Barcelona, to Manchester United. Should that become a plausible situation, if Ten Hag is to be relieved of duty, would Xavi be a quality appointment as the next manager of Manchester United, Mo?
Can I start the section just so I can go pray quickly?
Because I just need 2 minutes.
Here's the thing with Xavi. Xavi will be a fantastic signing for Manchester United. Absolutely fantastic. Xavi did so many good things at Barcelona that go under the radar. Xavi is the one that introduced Kubarsi. Xavi is the one that introduced Lamine Yamal. Xavi is the one that introduced a lot of these youngsters that we all rate highly, that we all think of highly. Xavi was the first one to play Araujo right back, you know, who did a job on Vinicius a couple of times, but then he got cooked after, but he did the job a couple of times. Xavi is smart. He's a tactician, and I think he understands the sport at a different level because he was one of the greatest players we have seen in our generation. Me and Mo disagree on that, but that's fine. I'm just saying my opinion. I think Xavi is one of the greatest players we've ever seen, and I think he would be an amazing signing. I think tactically and the way that Barcelona operate under Xavi, he's shown the ability to even be adaptable. He's shown the ability to change the way that he plays, his style a little bit. And I think this will be very beneficial for Man United because now you need a tactician. You need someone who can help you with X's and O's. It feels like a lot of these players need to be coached. As in, it's no longer a man-manager thing. It's no longer a motivational thing. You don't need someone to come into the Man United, locker room and dressing room and get them all to want to run through a brick wall and all this, any given Sunday type shit. That's not what they do. You need someone to coach them. You need someone to tell them where to be on the pitch, stuff like that. He's an unbelievable midfielder. He's a fantastic manager. And his job as well at Barcelona went really under the radar. People really disrespect his time at Barca. And yeah, big up Jamal. He just mentioned it in the chat. Yamal, Kubarsi, Balde, he's the one that gave him the chance. Casado, he's the one that gave him a chance. Guyu, that Chelsea bought, he's the one that gave him a chance. So all those people were given chances by Pep Guardiola, by Xavi Hernandez, sorry. And Xavi will bring through a lot of youngsters at Man United. He will always be willing to give people chances. And I think tactically as a coach, he'll set you up really well. You'll be playing exciting football, a lot better football than what you do right now. And I think he's capable of making the next step with Man United. And actually, one thing that applies to Xavi that does not apply to Tuchel from the conversation we had last week or 2 weeks ago is Xavi not only could be the short-term solution, he could also be the long-term solution. And at the same time, even from a personal perspective, if Xavi Hernandez walks into the Man United dressing room, it's not like he's going to have to command the respect of the dressing room. They all respect him anyway. They all grew up watching Xavi Hernandez anyway. They all watch the Spanish Euro sides. They all watch those Barcelona sides. So it's not like he's going to have to explain to Marcus Rashford who I am. By the way, hi, my name's Xavi. Rashford already knows. Like all these guys, they already know about him. So he would command the respect of the dressing room. I think I would be really pissed off if you got Xavi, because then I know you'd actually fix your club. Go ahead, Mo. Be right back.
No, I think Xavi will be all right. I'm just afraid of the personality. He was a whiner though on the touchline for Barcelona, but he's a winner. He won with Barcelona. Something tactically, I think he's very, very good. I just think he's not maybe old enough. I'm not sure if he can change. My main thing about Man United is changing the personality. It's changing the personality, changing the mentality, changing the way people think about the games and the way they think about football. Me and you sit here and say the quality at Man United, it might be not the top, but it's not 11th or 12th in the league. You're not. The quality of players aren't. All you need is a little bit of someone who's tactically better than Ten Hag, maybe change the mentality about people approach the game. This is why I might think Xavi might work. It would be a risk. It might be a very, very good long-term solution for Man United. Very good one, better than Tuchel long-term. But I would rather have a Tuchel as a short-term solution, right, for Man United. Unless, again, Man United fans would be patient. And I don't know that a lot of Man United fans are patient. They want success. They want trophies along the way. Xavi could be a right appointment. He could be your Maresca, but even much, much better because he won La Liga with Barcelona. and coached better players than what Maresca coached at Leicester City. I'm going to repeat this again. I think Man United need a big personality, very, very big personality, Terry. And I'm not sure if Xavi is that. I know Hussam thinks that Xavi is this big personality. He was whining a lot on the touchline of Barcelona. I'm not sure about it. Tactically, he's very good. I thought that the team he coached at Barcelona was good. Personality-wise, I'm not sure he's young. He's young, though. I think you would need a little bit of an older coach, to be honest. But
yeah,
I'm not gonna. But again, I'm gonna say this again. Long term, I think it will work. If you give this guy a 4 or 5 year contract, let him work. He will establish a style of play. He will improve your players. He will get players to play a style of play that the fans will get behind. Is he gonna be able to change the mentality right away? I'm not sure, to be honest. Because I saw Thomas Tuchel do it with Chelsea. Remember the year he came to Chelsea, changed the mentality right away. That is my take on it.
Yeah, I don't think it's just down to the manager to change our mentality straight away. I think it's I've been talking about it a lot on shows the last few days. That people were trying to use Slot as a stick to, it's embarrassing for Arteta if Slot wins the league year one. It's just not how I view football anymore. The same as I don't think it's embarrassing for Ancelotti if Flick wins La Liga this year. I don't think it's embarrassing for Alonso or the more experienced managers in Germany if Vincent Kompany wins the league there this year, even though he's never managed there before. Because you're kind of taking over projects that have been going on for a period of time or already in a good space, but maybe the previous manager just wasn't the right guy. And Barcelona are a really interesting case. I haven't done that too much reading on them, but I have read some bits. And the reason why one story about 2 years ago stood out to me is because I didn't realize that after they had lots of their officials arrested and removed from the club and there was all the financial difficulties, Jordi Cruyff, of course, the son of the great Johan Cruyff, but also the ex-Man United player, Jordi Cruyff, went into a very senior role there and was instrumental in trying to get the club back on track. And of course, the financial difficulties that Barcelona have faced in the last few years have nothing really to do with the people managing the club day to day now, per se, because they weren't around, like Cruyff, like Xavi as the head coach, because they weren't there when it all started to fall apart. And sometimes part of me thinks reading the stories and looking at what went on, good manager, won them some trophies, but was there in the beginning of sort of fixing the problems. And maybe it's now that a more experienced manager comes in, they go on to new heights. Someone with more experience who comes in with a fresh outlook after those sort of turbulent years when there were big problems at the football club. They've still got financial difficulties, and that's going to take time to resolve, but it feels like they've got a balanced squad again. Football looks really good. The other side of me, though, and that's why I'm being balanced with it, is worried that he just wasn't a good enough head coach. And I've read things that multiple Barcelona fans have said. Some are, he just wasn't a good enough coach. Others, sort of the right love at the wrong time. If he was the guy that came in now, things would have been better for him, even though he did win a La Liga. So I'm honestly I'm 50-50 on this. I find it very hard to give an outright opinion. It would be a signing where it'd be one of those signings of managers, if he came in, where I wouldn't be jumping for joy going, oh my God, I think we've picked up a gem. How I feel about Xavi Alonso is very different. How I feel about, obviously, Pep and Klopp and these managers, it doesn't feel like that. There's a bit of dread in there. There's a bit of worry. There's a bit of fear. There's a bit of, I don't know if this will work. So I'm more on your side, I think, than I am Hussam's. But that's not me saying I'm writing off. What's really interesting is that Man United have played it down and said, actually, we're only in that part of the world. Something to do. Ineos were only there. Something to do with their sailing team. And of course, Ten Hag is still in the job. He hasn't been sacked yet. But my fervent belief through this whole process is I think we've given Ten Hag a little bit too long. I hope that I'm wrong, and I hope he turns it round. I've kind of changed my view on the whole wanting to lose thing. I felt like that in that moment because I felt he was on the edge of losing his job. So it was, you know what, just lose this one game and then we just end this stuff. I've now got a feeling that he might be here the rest of the season. And me and Staffy, I've got a feeling that Ten Hag might survive the whole season, rightly or wrongly. But if he is going to stay here the remainder of this season, then my mindset is then different because I don't want to lose loads of games. It's almost, I hope this works. I really do hope this works. I know a lot of
Rightfully
people.
or wrongly, completely
I'm here
wrongly.
for it, bro. Ten Hag at the end of the season, I'm here for it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. I'll be honest with you. I
I
mean
know
that
you're
in,
not.
I mean that in terms of that's not the conversation here. Whether people think it's right, whether people's wrong, is neither here nor there for me at this particular juncture. It's just if that's true, my mindset's different. When we were at that stage where we thought he was one loss away from a victory, from sacking, and I still don't believe he's going to make us a consistent team. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he turns it round. I hope he becomes successful. I hope I have mud on my face. Like, I don't want United to fail. It's a very warped view to have. But yeah, it's Xavi. I'm just not 100% convinced about. I think he'll do a good job. I'm not too sure if he'll do a brilliant job for us. Is where my gut feeling is with him right now.
Can I say something about this before Osam comes in? Actually, Xavi is one of the best you can do right now that will accept the Man United job. I keep thinking about the names, Terry. And I'm like, who would accept the Man United job? Are the top
Well, why are you
ones?
so condescending about Man United? Why do you always
not.
like
I'm not.
insult? This is the best that they can get right now. You know what you're saying.
Xavi is a very good manager. Where's your
Why are you
words? You
smirking
literally
now?
said it's a fantastic assignment.
Mo, you're a fraud.
So, but I'm gonna give you an example. After this season, do you think Xabi Alonso would choose Man United over other clubs? But I would think Xavi would choose Man United. That's why. That's what I'm saying. I think Xavi would choose Man United.
Yeah, but
If you're
Xabi
good-
Alonso, it's not because of the levels. It's because of the fact that he's an ex-Liverpool player.
This is the thing. I'm thinking about the Man United job. If you're asking me, would you take Amorim or Xavi? Take Xavi. If you're asking me, would you take Thomas Frank or Xavi? Xavi for me.
The one
That's
thing
just own opinion.
the one thing that Xavi's got that the others don't is he has managed a super club that has ridiculous levels of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard to find. So that's one of the elements that if I'm doing a pro and con list, that's what he's got. He has handled media pressure that will be on par with Man United. The one thing I always two things always stand out stories to me. One was Berbatov. He said that he'd obviously been at Bayer Leverkusen, he'd been to the Champions League finals, he'd played for Spurs. He then said he remember going to the first Man United tour, and he said he couldn't believe it. He said it was like Beatlemania. Everywhere he went, he said, I've never seen the press that like cameras that thick, fans that deep. And David Moyes said it. He thought he was ready, and then he joined Man United, and he realized this is. I think he said he had more requests for interviews in his first week as the Man United manager than he'd had, like through his email address, than he'd had for the last 5, 6, 7 years combined as the Everton manager. And he just said that almost the pressure of that was so daunting it kind of shrunk him. So that area, I think, would be would be a positive. This is a question, Terry. Would you take Emery over Xavi? Yeah.
No, I wouldn't.
No, Terry.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I
You're
wouldn't.
so much better
You know
than
why?
Terry.
Because he's walking to the same place. He would be walking to a similar place to where he walked to Arsenal, right? And there was toxic environment a little bit. The fans are restless. You know what I mean? The fans are waiting for the trophies. The fans are thinking, this is the guy that's going to get us back to the top. And I don't think he succeeded to turn it around. So I would look at this and I'm like, well, maybe you should have. If someone should take Emery, a ready-made team can take Emery to give that a try.
Wrong
like
again,
Man United now, no. A team like
Wrong,
Man
you're
United
both
now,
wrong.
it's too much risk, bro. It's too much risk, bro.
You're both wrong. Unai Emery, if I'm the owner of any mid-table club or something below, I'm taking Unai Emery. If I'm the owner of any top club, I'm not taking Unai Emery. The highest level that Unai Emery should coach is Tottenham Hotspur right now, because he's managed 2 big clubs and he's failed at both. He failed at PSG and he failed at Arsenal. That's just the reality. By the way, people keep talking about bottling and Arteta's bottle job and blah, blah, blah. Emery, he's the guy that bottled the 4-0 lead away at Barcelona, the 6-1 game. Stop it. Stop acting like Emery was successful when he went to big clubs. He was successful at Villarreal. He was successful at Sevilla. He's successful so far at Aston Villa. I think Emery, if he manages a big club, I don't think he has the personality, the charisma, or the level required to be a top club manager. I don't think he does.
I hear that.
I think he deserves another shot, Osam. I think he deserves another shot. I think he deserves.
He does. But you know what?
Let him have it at your club then.
Yes, exactly. The other shot.
yeah, I don't mind. No. If Inzaghi goes and you offer me Emery with a ready-made team, I'm telling you, Emery's not bad. A ready-made
Yeah,
team.
I think,
take
but
a risk at Emery.
I do get your point. I think with Man United, if the atmosphere isn't right, it could be history repeating itself. I love this super chat that says, "Keep your hands off Xavi." Someone just told us a minute ago that it's someone here just says it's pronounced Xavi, not Xavi. So Xavi, keep your hands off Xavi. Only Barcelona get to ruin the legacy of legends. Patrick here says United's next coach needs to be able to work under Ineos. Also, how does the squad need a change with that coach? Does this current squad suit Xavi?
This current squad
Xavi worked with the
suits no
same
one.
squad. Yeah.
This
Xavi,
current
that's the thing about
squad
Xavi.
suits no one in world football. This
Yeah,
current
God.
squad.
Yeah,
this current squad is
this
a
squad,
concoction of players together that makes no sense.
This squad isn't built yet, so you're right. Ineos' squad isn't built yet, so it's where they want to move to. Johnny Sins, big up yourself. He says, "How would Xavi be any different to Ten Hag, though? Didn't you listen?" So where it's different is what I said at the beginning. Go back and watch my video when we announced Ten Hag. Even though now I'm at a point where I think he's got to go, what have I also underpinned that with? I don't think he is going to sail off into the abyss and never be back. I think it's highly likely Ten Hag goes to another football club and he's very successful in football. When we hired him, go back and watch the announcement video that we did on the terrace and listen to the words I say in that piece. That if Man United's hierarchy, and I'm talking the way we've done it with Ineos in the last few months, doesn't change dramatically, doesn't matter how good a coach Ten Hag is, he will fail because the toxicity and rot at the football club will eventually ruin him as well. That's why I don't directly blame him for where we are. So why it would be different is the same reason why I thought we should have got rid of the manager in the first place. It wasn't even about the way we played. It was, I think, for a new regime, for a new board, for a genuine brand new rebuild, I thought we should have started that process off with a new head coach. I felt that the progression would have been slightly quicker. It looks like that may end up being the case, my friend. So I've explained that on the last 4 videos where Man United have sacked and or hired managers. And we're now in that space. We can, for the first time ever, if we get a new manager, my theory can be tested. Until this point, I'm not saying I'm right about the manager will do better with a better structure. The element I am correct on is that every manager we've hired since Moyes, I've said, if we don't change the structure, they will fail 18 months, 2 years in. And that has happened like clockwork. So not much. By the way,